Hello everyone. In this video we will understand what is bubble sort, how does it works. We will also look at its code and we will try to understand its code using one example. We will also discuss the time complexity for bubble sort for its best and worst case. So let's first understand the concept of bubble sort. So in this case it considers and try to compare two consecutive items, and if those items are out of order, so it swaps, otherwise the bubble shifts to the next item. So after every pass, one element will be placed at the end, which will be the largest out of the given array or data structure. So after every pass, number of sorted values will increase, and at the end we will get the sorted array. The code which does this exactly is right here, but we need to do the modifications to this code so that we can avoid the extra execution or extra time or resource wastage. So we'll try to modify this code and we will then come up with the optimized code for bubble sort. Let's now understand bubble sort's concept using this example. So let's say these are the values and we need to sort it using the bubble sort. So these are the index values, and here n is equal to 5, which means the number of items, data elements of this array or data structure. So we'll try to apply the bubble sort onto this. So according to bubble sort, we will pick the first item and we will try to compare it with the immediate item. If the first item is smaller than the immediate closest item, so they are in order, so we will not do the swapping. Otherwise, we need to do the swapping so that they can become in order. So into first condition, we have to compare 16 with 17. So it's clear that 16 and 17 are in order, so no swapping will be required, but we have compared, so one comparison will be there but no swapping. So this bubble has been shifted to the next item, so array will look like this. And moving to the next, the 17 will be compared to its closest next item, which is 7 here. So it's clear that 7 is smaller than 17, so they are out of order, so we need to do the swapping. So 7 will come before and 17 will shift to the next item. Now again we need to compare the next items. So here 9 is smaller than 17, so they are again out of order, so we need to swap the positions. So 9 will come here and 17 will shift to the next position. And moving to the next iteration, so again we need to do the comparison. So 17 will be compared with 5. Obviously 5 is smaller, so 5 will be shifted forward. So now after one pass, this was the first pass, we can see the largest number, which is 17 out of this array, has been placed at the end of the array. So its position has been fixed, and after one first pass, the largest value has been placed or fixed to its position. Now we will move further to the next pass, and for that pass we will be having this array, and now again we have to apply the bubble sort. So these items will be compared. So 17 is less than 16, so they are out of order, so 7 will come forward, 16 will be shifted, and rest of the array will remain same. So as we have seen that the largest element has been shifted to the last position, so we can also say that this item has been bubbled out to its sorted position, to its exact position. So that's why its name is bubble sort. So now we can also call this item as a bubble because the comparison bubble is going or shifted forward as we are moving forward. So after this, 16 will be compared with 19. So again they are out of order, so 9 will come forward, 16 will go next, and rest of the elements will remain same. Now bubble has been shifted to next position, so again comparison will be done. So obviously 5 is less, so 5 will come forward, 16 will be moved further. So again bubble has been shifted to this position. Now 17 was already at its exact position, so no comparison or no swapping will be required, but as per the code that we have seen in the previous slide, that we need to do the comparison at this stage also. So that's why there is a need to modify or optimize the bubble sorts code. So after this second pass, so we can see two elements has been assigned or sorted at its position. So moving to the next pass, so we have this array. So now again comparison will be done, so they are in order. So after first iteration they will remain same. So bubble has been shifted to this. Now after this bubble has been shifted to this. So now again comparison will be done. So out of 9 and 5 are out of order, so we need to do the swapping. So this is how it will look like. Now bubble has been shifted to this position. Again the comparison will be done. They are in order. So bubble will be shifted to the 16. Again comparison will be done. So now after this third pass, so we have got this sorted array, and in this array we can see 3 elements has been sorted. So they have been fixed to its appropriate position. So now moving to the next pass, we have this elements, this array in this order. So again comparison will be done. 7 and 5 are out of order, so 5 will be shifted forward. Again 7, 16, and this will be the sorted array. So after this again we need to do the comparison as per the previous code that we have seen on the previous slide. So again we will move further. As we can see that we require 4 passes, which means n-1 passes to sort the array with size 5. So if the array or data structure is given of size n, so we will require n-1 passes to sort this array. But in case if we have given the data structure or the array in partial sorted order, so the swappings and the comparison will be a waste of time. So for that case we need to optimize the code. Now we will understand the code for bubble sort using this simple example. So let me write index values here, 0, 1, 2. I am considering these index values are starting from 0 itself. So this is our modified and optimized code, because whenever there will be no swapping, so in that case we need not to move further and we need not to waste the resources. So for that we have taken one extra variable swap here, and whose value we are setting at the initial stage as 0. If swapping will be done, then only this value will be updated, and then only the next iteration of the outer loop will be done. Otherwise it will go out of the loop, because if no swapping is done, it means that we got the sorted array in a previous iteration itself. So to avoid the wastage of resources, time and execution processing power, so we can skip the execution of further loops. So let's consider the first phase, the first iteration, which is I is equal to 0. So starting from this location, so now we need to check the condition if I is less than n-1. Now n here is 5 values, because we have 5 data elements in this array. So 0 is less than 4, so we can move into this loop. So swap's value is set to 0, as this is the first statement of this loop. So inside this, for this is first pass for this array for I is equal to 0. So that's why now this particular for loop will be executed, because we need to do the comparisons. So firstly j is equal to 0. Now j is less than, if it is less than, then only we will move into the loop. So n-1 is 4, 4 minus ith value is 0. So for first condition it is 4. So j is less than 4. So j is 0, which is less than 4. So we can execute inside the loop. And inside the loop we have to do the comparison. And for jth value which is 0 here, so we have to do the comparison. If a of 0 is greater than a of j plus 1 is 1. So these are the values 16 and 18. If this value is greater, so it means they are out of order. So then only we will need to do the swapping. So in this first iteration of inner loop, so no swapping will be done, because this condition is false, because 16 is less than 18. So no swapping will be done, and it will move to the next iteration. So now we have to complete the execution for this inner loop first. Then only we can move out of this loop. So now j's value will be incremented by 1. So again n's value is, this particular thing is equal to 4 minus I, which is 4. So now for j1, so we have to compare the next item, because bubble has been shifted to the next position, which is 18, which is the meaning of this j is equal to 1. So now again j's value is 1, a of 1 if this is greater than a of 2. So in this case we can see 18 is greater than 7. So they are out of order. So we need to do the swapping. So we will execute this condition, because this if statement is true. So this swapping will be done. So now after this condition, we will get the array like this: 16, 7, 18, 8 and 10. And swap's value will be set to 1. Now move to the next jth value, because j will be incremented after this statement. j has been updated. So j is equal to which is less than 4. So we will execute this iteration also. So now bubble has been shifted to the next item. Now the next item is here 18, because values has been changed, but we are moving to the next index. Now j of a of 2, if this is greater than a of 3, because j plus 1 is 3. So now this is 0 index, 1, 2, 3 and 4. These are the new values for new indexes after this iteration of inner loop. So inside this we can see 18 is greater than 8, so they are out of order, so we need to arrange them. So shifting will be done, swapping will be done, so swaps variable will be changed. So now array will look like this. 16, 17, 18 will be shifted to the position of 18. 18 will be shifted further, and at the end we have 10. So again these are the index values. Now this is our array after this iteration. Now j will again be incremented. J is equal to 3. 3 is less than 4. So again we need to do the execution. We need to execute this inner for loop. So j is equal to 3. Now again we have to check, because bubble has been shifted to this location. Now if a of 3 is greater than a of 4, because this is what this statement says, j plus 1, we have to compare the consecutive items. So now 10 and 18 will be compared. Obviously 18 is greater than, so again swapping will be done. So now our array will look like this: a, 16, 7, 8. Now swapping has been done, so 10 will be shifted further, and now at the end location we got 8, and the swap variable has been also changed, which is 1 here. Now j will be incremented. Jth value will be 4, but 4 is not less than 4, so this loop has been completed for first pass. Now after the first pass, completion of first pass, this is our array, and now we can see the 18th, the location of largest variable has been fixed at the end. So after first pass, the first largest value has been fixed to its position. So now we will check for this condition, because now swapping has been done. So we need to do the more comparisons, because this array is not sorted yet. So for that we have to, this statement will not be executed and it will be shifted to the next iteration. So i's value will be incremented. So for I is equal to 1, swap will be 0 at initial condition. Now again we will move to the value of j. Now inner loop will be executed, because again we have to compare the values. This is our new array, so we will not refer to this, because this has been changed to this after first pass, because 18th position has been fixed. So for j is equal to 0. Now again here the value of I is 1. So now we need to check n is, which is 5. 5 minus 1, 4. 4 minus 1, which is 3. So now this, because the last element's position has been fixed in this array, so we can see. So we need to execute or run this loop for one less value, because this is how, because this code is optimized, so obviously we are going to save the time and resources of the computer system. So moving to the execution of this inner for loop. So j is equal to 1. So we'll check for the condition if a of 0 is greater than a of 1, if they are out of order. So this is our value. So we can see that 16 is greater than 17. So swapping will be done. So this will be executed. So now array will look like this. 7 will be shifted to at first location, and 16 will be jumped to the previous location of 7. 8, 10 and 18. Rest of the array will remain same, and now swap has been updated to value 1. Now j will be incremented. For j is equal to 1, again j is less than 3. So this will be executed. So again this is the array that we have to refer. Now in this condition we have to check. Now bubble has been shifted from this first index to second index. So if a of 1 is greater than a of 2, now these are the index values: 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now 16 is greater than 8. Again swapping will be done. So for 16 will be shifted, 8 will be shifted to the 16th position, 16th index. So array will look like this: 7, 8, 16, 10 and 18. So now these are the index values. Now swap will again be changed to 1. Now j will be incremented. So moving to the next iteration, we need to check j's value 2, which is less than 3. So this will be executed. So again we will check if A of 3 is greater than A of 4. So now we can see 16 is greater than 10. So again swapping will be done. So array will look like this: 7, 8, 10, 16, 18. So these are the index values. Now swap will also be updated because this if structure is being executed. So swap's value will be 1. Now jth value will be incremented to 1. J is equal to 3. So 3 is not less than 3. So now this loop will be stopped. No more execution or no more passes. No more iterations for inner loop will be done. So this is our final array after second pass. Now we can see the position of 16 and 18 has been fixed after the second pass. The two elements has been fixed to its correct position, to its appropriate sorted order. So after the second pass. So now we will move and check for this condition. Now swap's value is 1. So that's why we need to execute the further iteration of outer loop. So this will not be executed and we will move to the next ith value, which is I is equal to 2. After the completion of pass 1, this is our array. Now we will be referring to this array. Now ith value has been changed to 1, which is 2. Now again we have to check for condition here, which is 4. So I is less than 4, 2 is less than 4. So this loop will be executed, this outer loop will be executed. Swap's value has been set to 0. Now moving to jth value. Now ith value has been updated. So now for condition here, what we will do, this will be 5 minus 1, which is 4, 4 minus 2, which is 2. So again this inner loop will be executed 1 less than the previous iteration. Now we are at third pass, so the comparisons will be less because this is what the optimized bubble sort do. So for j is equal to 0, j 0 is less than 2, so this will be executed. So we'll try to compare the items, two consecutive items. If they are out of order, so we need to do the swapping. So this is the array that we have to refer because after the execution of second pass, two variables, two values has been fixed to its position. So let me write the index values for your reference. We are comparing 7 and 8. 7 is less than 8. So this will not be executed. So swap's value will remain 0 and no swapping will be done. Now again moving to the next iteration, which is j is equal to 1 and 1 is less than 2. So this will be executed. So again comparison will be done between the two consecutive values. If a of 1 is less than, because no swapping has been done, so array will remain like this only. So again 8 and 10 will be compared. So we can see 8 is not greater than 10. So no swapping will be done. So after this it will be stopped and no swapping will be done. So swap's value will remain 0 only. So now jth value will be incremented. Now jth value will be 2. So 2 is not less than 2. So no execution will be done. So this will not be executed. So swap's value will remain 0. So now we will execute this statement because swap's value is 0 only. So now break will be executed. The meaning of break is it's a control statement. So control will go out of the loop. No next iteration will be done. Because we can see the ith value according to this condition, we would have been executed this for 0, 1, 2 and 3. In this case, we have only executed till ith value is equal to 2 because no swapping has been done. And it is clearly visible to us that this array is already sorted. All the values are at its fixed position. 7, 8, 10, 16 and 18. They are sorted. So why we need to do the more comparisons? So this is what this optimized code does. So no more execution for outer loop will be done. And we have seen that as we were moving further and the passes were there, after each pass we were reducing the number of comparisons and also the swappings. Because at the end we have checked if no swapping has been done, so no further comparison will be required. So we will stop there. So that's why the break statement in the code is written. So this is how this loop works, and after the end of pass 3, we got this sorted array. So this is our resultant sorted array using the optimized bubble sort code. Let's now understand the complexity of bubble sort for best and worst case. Best case for bubble sort will be when array is already given in a sorted order. So let's say these are the values that we have given to us to sort. So now in this condition, according to bubble sort, we have to compare the consecutive items. So first comparison will be done like this. This is first comparison, but no swapping will be required. Second comparison, third comparison and fourth comparison. So as you can see, 4 comparisons has been done with the array of 5 elements, which means we have done n-1 comparisons and no swapping has been done. So in that case, the complexity is represented using big O notation. So onto that we have to use the upper bound. So here we can write it as a order of n only. So for best case, the complexity for bubble sort is order of n only because no swapping is done. So for swapping you can write order of 1 only. On the other hand, for worst case will be when we have given the array in descending order. So onto that we have to do the n number of comparisons and again n number of swappings will be done. So let's say this is the array that we have given. So this is in a descending order. So we have to do the swapping so that this 18 can reach to the end and then 16 and then 10 and so on. So in that case we have to do the n-1 comparisons and n-1 swappings will be done. So ultimately this will be a polynomial with the order of n square. So we always take the upper bound for representing the complexity using big O notation. So that's why we can write the complexity for bubble sort for the worst case will be order of n square. And now again for swaps you can also write n square here or simply like this, swap n square, because every time you will require the swapping because they are out of order. Every item is out of order here, so we need to make them in order, so we need to do the swappings. So this is a worst condition. Maximum number of times or maximum number of executions and comparisons or the swappings that will be done by the bubble sort algorithm will be order of n square. One more point you have to remember related to bubble sort, which is bubble sort is in place and a stable algorithm. In place means this is not using an extra memory space. We are just taking the help of temp variable and not more than that. So no extra memory is required to do the bubble sorting, because with the temp variable we are sorting or arranging the values. So this is in place algorithm, just like insertion and selection sort, and it is also stable.
If you found some value in the content shared in the video, please hit the like button below. Also do subscribe to the channel and don't forget to click the bell icon so that you don't miss any updates. Thank you for watching.